Hello everyone, this is Dan Gramza and welcome to dangramza.com Market Studies for Monday, January 22nd. Well, consumer sentiment increased to 78.8 in January. That's a 2021 high. And that implies that inflation may be turning the corner and they're expecting increasing income. In other words, that's the consumer attitude. And we hear a lot about consumers, and a lot of attention is focused on that. But you want to remember, consumer spending is 70% of our GDP. So it is significant. And an attitude that we see on the consumer side can be a tell in terms of continuation of market acceptance of higher levels. But let's talk about what's happening here in the Dow. S&P at all-time highs. The NASDAQ market really took off as we talked about in the advanced video. But let's see what's happening here with the Dow. Well, first we had, if you're not familiar with this, red lines means sell, green line means buy, a dash line means it's something that happened earlier. Now, at dangramza.com, you can go back, these are free, and you can go back over 10 years to look at previous videos and what I was saying and where these red and green lines are. These are not buy and sell recommendations, but they're ideas that I'd like to share with you. So, the difference between that sell level to this buy level, just to give you a feel for that if you're not familiar with it, is $1,435 a contract. The expectation is where we are looking for follow through to the upside, but not a big day on Monday. The Dow is not as strong as the other indices, and boy, the mid caps, the small to mid cap companies, and the Russell, they're way behind in terms of trend and what we're seeing in the other indices. The dollar difference from that sell level down to the buy level in that market is $1,500 a contract. Follow through, though, is expected at about the same size range on Monday. But let's take a look at the euro. It is getting a tad bit stronger. I don't think there's a lot of buying paper here, so be cautious if you're getting on the long side. The difference between the sell to that buy level in that market was $287.50 a contract. And in the Swissy, it's slowing down, but it hasn't turned the corner yet. Same thing for Mr. Yen. The Aussie dollar on Friday traded above its buy level. The difference here in that market's $2,380 a contract. I'd be cautious here with this. It's positive, but it's not super strong if you're on the long side. Well, what's happening with the British pound? It's trying to figure out what to do. It shows indecision really in this market. The dollar difference there between the buy and sell level was $125 a contract. Over in the Canadian dollar, it also firmed up. Very enthusiastic. Don't look for the same size of move on Monday, though. But the dollar difference between the buy and sell level, $510 in that contract. In Bitcoin, we've seen this market struggling. The difference between the sell and buy level here is $6,275 a contract. I'm looking for a sideways move on Monday. It's at a logical level for a bounce. But right now, can the paper really support it? 10-year notes, the yields backed off a bit, and we're seeing price firming up. Get ready for a possible rally in 30-year also. In the gold market, look for a sideways move on Monday. Made an attempt at a rally, didn't get the job done. The difference here between the sell and buy level was $1,400 a contract. So be cautious on the long side. Over here in silver, it traded also above its buy level. That dollar difference, $800 a contract. But I want to point out to you that this buy failed. As you can see, it broke here to the downside. So risk management, deciding how much risk you're going to take on any one trade is always critical. And here, these are buy and sell levels. So let's move on and let's take a look at what's happening with copper. There is some enthusiasm coming into this market. We're finding buyers where we found them before. Follow through is critical over the next 3 days. So by Wednesday of next week, we need to see some positive movement here. I have my doubts about fundamentals supporting this, but we'll see what happens. Right now, follow through is expected. Same thing here when it comes to crude oil in terms of being cautious. We have a lot of crude oil out there. Look for a sideways move. Nat gas, again, a lot of supply. And in soybeans, we're seeing the same thing. So nat gas, we look for continued movement to the downside. Soybeans, I'm looking for another break to the downside. The difference between the sell and buy level in that market is $3,900 a contract. Over here in corn, on Friday it traded above its buy level, breaking even on the close. The dollar difference there, $500 a contract. This implies a neutral zone trade. And over in wheat, the difference between the sell and buy level there is $300 a contract. We have mixed results going out here globally for the supply of wheat. Right now, I'm looking for an inside day on Monday. And those are my thoughts for today. Hope you found something helpful. Look forward to being with you again on Monday. In the meantime, take care.